I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic, magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic, magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic, magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic, magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the
That took me by surprise. It'll take you by surprise. Hello, lovely, beautiful souls. How are you on this awesome Tuesday here, Tuesday evening? It could be morning where you are, could be lunchtime, whatever it is. Welcome to Soul and Beyond. I'm Gwenda, your host. Tonight, we're going to look into a very ancient method of being able to look at what's going on in the body. And it's called the Meridian systems. I would practice it in ancient Chinese for you, but you don't really need that, do you? Why the Meridian system, and why are we going to look at that? Well, the Meridian lines are energy lines, and it was beautiful, amazing, ancient practitioners of traditional Chinese medicine that first came across these energy lines, and they were able to correspond them with the organs of the body and where they run. Quite incredible. I love looking at traditional Chinese medicine. I love looking at the meridian lines. If you've ever had acupuncture or acupressure, then you will have experienced some work being done on the meridian lines. And what is that for? It is to release energy that is stagnated, energy that is perhaps stored, maybe it's even trapped. Because after all, energy can become twisted and frayed even. You know, there's an old saying, I'm afraid not. So energy lines can become corrupted by the things that we store. And we're going to look into that tonight and see what, let me just, no, I just need to fix this, sorry. So we're going to look at the meridian lines, and I'm going to give you some simple ways to have a look at two in particular meridians. But these pathways, I'm going to bring you to a place of being able to notice, honour and release what is in them. Now, you don't need to name what is in them. It is simply an awareness of there being energy that is trapped there, that is stagnant there, and it's preventing organs, it's preventing you from being able to feel in optimal health. And if you're not in optimal health, that flows on to your mental well-being. You know, we are an incredible being after all. We're amazing with what it is that we can accomplish in mind and body. We're even more amazing when we really become aligned and attuned to our soul. So, and there's another one. Just cleaning up. We're talking about energy where it's blocked through the meridian lines, and sometimes there are comments that need to be released and cleared from the energy field. Now, because the meridian lines and the theory of them comes from ancient wisdom, we're looking at traditional Chinese medicine here. There is also another ancient tradition in Ayurvedic medicine, which came through the yogis, comes through the Indian culture, and they have nadis, they are called, and these are also incredible points of energy, places of energy in the body. But we're going to look at the meridians tonight. If you think of it as being a river inside you, now our circulatory system is just like a river. It flows or not throughout the body. Well, the energy lines of the meridian system are the same. Now, if you were to think about how these two might cross over, then this is how we look at the ancient traditional Chinese method of saying that the energy lines correspond to an organ. And within those organs, we store energy. We store feelings, emotions, past experiences, you know, and yesterday becomes the past as soon as the day is finished. So if we think about a river flowing and it being able to flow over rocks, over branches, trees that have fallen, you could put that same analogy, that same picture into looking inward to your body. Because really we are part of nature. There isn't anything that we are separate to. And it's just incredible. So in a river, sometimes the water pools, you know, it stays in one place because of obstacles that are in the way there. The body is exactly the same. We pool and we harbor emotions, feelings, experiences, and we have favorite places to put them. So if you're someone who experiences a lot of constipation, a lot of diarrhea, which happen to be the same, believe it or not, they are caused by the same thing. And this is energy that is being stored in the meridian line that looks after the bowel and also the stomach, because again, everything is interrelated. Tonight we're going to focus on how to sense the flow in your body and, you know, and gently encourage these things to flow. And two major meridians I'm going to look at for you tonight is the large intestine, the heart, and the lungs. Those three organs they're not only major organs, but the way that they can function impedes or supports all the other organs in your body. Do you happen to know which is the largest organ of your body? Let me know in the comments if you do. Now, within the meridian lines, it is also said that we have yin and yang energy. Yin is the feminine and yang is the masculine, or one is cool and one is hot. So when we have these flows of energy going on and it is all balanced, then the body is in harmony. Now, quite often, without you realizing, you will actually have been working on an acupoint, which is the pressure point for the beginning or perhaps the end of a meridian. You know, what's one of the things people do when they have a headache? They will quite often hold their head and maybe even move their fingers around in their head without knowing that they are releasing energy, that they are encouraging the flow of energy through the meridian lines, and in turn also encouraging the flow of your oxygen through the blood. A lot of things we do without conscious awareness. And, you know, this is quite incredible. That means we're tapping into the wisdom of the soul and of the body. The body has a natural intelligence to be able to heal itself. And you may find that you do odd things from time to time. You might think that you're just sort of moving some jewelry around. In fact, I know of a lady that the doctors just could not fathom what was wrong with her heart. They just could not find out why her heart was playing up so much. And she went to a acupressure person who had actually studied traditional Chinese medicine for many years. And the first thing they did was ask her about the ring that was on her little finger. And that ring she couldn't get off. And that was the problem. These energy lines are extremely powerful. And if you have something like a ring blocking them, then it's affecting the organ that that particular line goes to. As soon as they removed that ring, she said she felt like something in her chest had been opened up and lifted. She never looked back. She never had any more difficulty with her heart. Something so simple. And that's what I like, simple and practical. How about you? Tell me, have any of you ever had an acupressure massage? Or have you had acupuncture? Anything like that, where particular points on the body are touched gently, and yet it sounds like a contradiction, but there is some firmness with it. You know, you can have a particular style of Thai massage, and oh boy, that's heavy duty stuff. That's not what we do when we're working with the energy in the meridian lines. We work with gentle energy and yet firm. I know, it sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? Let me just say hello to each of you who are here and also those who are watching. And a great big hello and welcome to those who will watch later on or another day. It's great to have you. Lisa, you were very quick off the mark, and Tanya right behind you. Good evening, ladies. Michelle too. Hello. Kat Gray. Ray Louise. Yes, that's right, Ray Louise. I knew you'd get it. The skin is the largest organ of the body. And there's another one of those. So we'll just get rid of that. Now, many of you know the language matters. The language we use matters. And I will put my hand up and say that I've often referred to blocks of energy. There's a word running around in the spiritual community presently, and it's container. Now, I want you to think about those two words. When you think of something being blocked, what does the energy feel like that goes with that? What do you notice in your own body if you say, I'm blocked, this is blocked, I've got a blocked wrist? What does it feel like? And what do you sense when you say that? And then I'm going to say to you about this word container. So when you think about a container, I think Tupperware or takeaway container. What about you? But what does a container do? I want you to answer before I go ahead. Oh, Mandy, great to see you. Mandy heard about 20 years ago, couldn't walk. One visit to an acupuncturist, could walk again. Yep, so true. Michelle, yoga teacher, put me on her PEMF machine for 20 minutes before yoga. The energy shift was incredible. Still feel so light. That's great to hear, Michelle. Great to hear. How's your knee feeling? Heaviness, that's right, Lisa. Restriction, yes, yes, yes. And container, confined. Container closes you in. That's exactly right. So if you're around any healer, spiritual people that want to be putting that word to you, contained, we're going to have this great container. I want you to sense into your body and shift it. Shift it immediately. And the reason I say that is because the energy that goes with the word, the same as blocked or block, is going to sit in an organ. It's going to sit in a meridian line in your body. And you will be oblivious unless you take up this amazing work of coming to know the intelligence of your body that can heal itself. Whenever we're using machines, whenever we're using medication, whenever we're using something external, we're not in tune with our body. Now, there are times where those things are needed, but they're not necessary. We make them needed because we are not in alignment and not in tune. And sometimes the more that we try and push the point, the more that we want to know what is wrong with that part of me, what is wrong with my foot, the more we actually restrict our energy. All of our focus goes to that part of the body, and all we think about is what's wrong with it. Why is it hurting? Why is it in pain? Can anyone relate to that? And every time we do that, we've actually created what? I'm going to use those two words. We've created a block and we've put ourselves in a container. We have contained our energy. We've constricted it so much. So be mindful when you are looking at using machines, gadgets. Someone asked me the other day if I would be interested in getting these new fanciful gadgets for my clients. And before they could finish, I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not the kind of clients that I work with. Great. Michelle, container, yes. Blocked or full. That's a good one, Tanya, good one. Blocked or full, that's right. So if it's full, then nothing can move, right? Nothing can expand. And expansion is all your soul knows. This physical body could be considered, and I think some people in the spiritual communities reference the physical body as a container. Oh, makes me feel sick. How about you? Oh, Jackie, hello, hello. Welcome. So when we shift our language from fixing blocks, from being in a container, from focusing on what's wrong with this, when we shift our language, we open the channels. We open to the wisdom of our body and we listen and respond. And that's what we're going to look at tonight, because when you listen and respond, you empower yourself. You bring forward the wisdom, the intelligence of your body and of your soul. The gut emotion intelligence. Now, we all know, well, most people know that the gut is considered to be the second brain. Well, if we're looking at meridian lines, the meridian lines all go to a particular organ. So if we have gut emotion engagement, then we have meridian line engagement, and we have created an area where energy has pooled inside that meridian line, and that has that flow-on effect of stopping our circulation, stopping the ability to heal. Meridian lines are amazing, and there are 12 major ones and 2 others. The other 2 befuddles me why they are not considered major, because the triple heater is incredible. And it's so very important to the body and to our well-being. So we have 12 major plus the 2 others, but there are many, many other meridian lines that offshoot those ones. Now, I said to you that we're going to look at 2 in particular tonight. One is the large intestine meridian. Now, the large intestine is an elimination organ, right? So it is for releasing. Now, if we harbor emotions, experiences, feelings that we've not been able to express, we're going to get all clogged up. And the peristaltic movement of the bowel slows down, becomes very sluggish. Well, the large intestine meridian, you know what? It starts at the top of your index finger. And it runs along the index finger and in the inner arm, upper arm, around here into the highest peaks of the shoulder. Now, who would possibly think that if we were to get someone to massage our shoulders, I bet they would find that we went, oh, ow, 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 or that we had a terrific amount of tension there. And then if the massage went on with, say, a nice oil, a coconut oil even, or a beautiful oil with essential oils in it, we would find we're hurrying off to the toilet not long after. So you can use gentle but firm movement, circular movement, better than striated movement, circular movement from the tip of your index finger along your hand, inside the forearm, into here. You might even find that you want to stay there in the crook of the elbow and give that a little bit of a massage around, and then move on up in the inner arm and to the highest peaks of the shoulder. And if you feel along your shoulder, are you doing this with me? Are you following along? If you move along, use your 4 fingers and move along the back of the shoulder, the peak of the shoulder, see if you can find any spots that are a little bit owie, a little bit tight. Stay there and just move them around, and then push down a little bit. Take 5 to 8 lovely gentle breaths, breathing in through the nose and releasing gently through the mouth. And then take your hand away and then let yourself feel. Give yourself time. This is another thing I notice about healing and about people becoming attuned to their body and becoming attuned to their higher wisdom. Because we live in a world that is all based around convenience and fast, and we live in a world where the most favorite word is busy, we don't give time. We don't give the time and the quiet space for things to catch up. So when you do some work on the meridian line, it needs a little bit of time for things to release. It's the same as when people come for deep healing with me. That energy is active for 72 hours after the session. But so often they tell me they're rushing off to pick up the children, husband's got something on tonight, or they're rushing off to play sport, they've got to go shopping, or they're meeting a friend for coffee. So there's no time to embody and let that energy do its work. So when we're looking at the meridian lines, it's the same thing. Not on my end, Jackie. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Jackie's saying the screen has halved. Right side of my upper body is out of the screen. Is anyone else having that issue? It's all clear from here, Jackie, but thank you for writing that up. We'll see if anyone else is having the same issue. And what I invite you to notice as you work through the large intestine meridian is where you feel tightness, tension, a pull, or warmth in your body. And breathe your way through that. Take your hand away, no more pressing, no more tracking of the meridian line. Take your hand away and simply sit in breath and really immerse into the sensations. Thank you, Tanya. Immerse into the sensations of what you can feel. Now, I will say that sometimes you might get a gush of emotion, because if that's what is sitting in that meridian line, if that's what's been placed there, feelings that have not been seen to, feelings that have not been released, been healed, then you may very well get a gush of emotion. And this is where it's really important to let that emotion rise. You don't need to ask what it is, because you actually know. You're the one who put it there. You're the one who had the experience, or you're the one who's held on to words that someone has said, a situation at work. You already know, but you've placed it there for safekeeping and because you haven't wanted to look at it. So when we begin to move these things out of the way, then we're going to get a surge of energy, and with that may very well come emotional release. So you're stepping into the emotional body that desperately wants to be able to breathe and wants to be able to have that release. So let yourself feel and let things be. Thanks, Tanya, last week too on YouTube. Interesting. I wonder if it is flicking backwards and forwards between the vertical. Lisa's asking, should we rub in clockwise, anti-clockwise? She tells me one is good, one isn't, which is why I'm asking the question. Wants to feel the pain. Huh? What's that, Jackie? Your body wants to feel the pain. Lisa's question is a good one, and it is relevant to blood flow. It's also relevant to the lymph system. We must always remember that whenever we're doing any sort of work on our physical self, that we come towards the heart, never pulling away from the heart. So you would work in a circular motion on the meridian line. You can also tap. So you can tap meridian lines. In fact, that is actually the preferred way to work with meridian lines, is to tap them. If you're going to massage them, then it would be a clockwise circular motion. If you think anti-clockwise, why would you go anti-clockwise on your body? Especially if we're working towards the heart. Anti is against, right? So we don't want to go against the flow of energy. We don't want to go against the flow of circulation. So we would go in a clockwise, coming towards the heart. Tapping is fabulous, and you can feel the difference in tapping, and tapping also helps the lymphatic system, but we're not working with that one tonight. Sometimes when these emotions come up, it's worth taking the breath and stepping into that emotion and just quietly going, what is quietly present? What is that emotion that's quietly emerging? Now, if it gushes at you, well, my gosh, you've definitely placed some heavy-duty branches over your meridian line, over the flow, the river flow of energy. Now, here's the most beautiful thing. When you do find an emotion coming up, or you feel tightness, you feel a pull, tension in the body, can you breathe into it and just allow it to be there? Now, you're going to say to me, but if I'm allowing it to be there, how am I releasing it? Allow it to be there rather than pushing it away, because it's there because we have pushed away whatever the experience, whatever the work is, whatever it is that we've not wanted to face, that we've not been able to face. So if we can sit with it, excuse me a moment. Drying out a little bit in the throat. If we can allow it to be there. So, who's getting into my throat? One moment. It's always a kind donation when someone gets into my throat. Or is it something that I want to say? No. Jackie, no, I have no pain. Oh, yes. That they do. It's a way of life for some people, Jackie. So the other meridian line that we are going to look at, is the heart and the lung. Now, if you would like to stand up and you stand tall, you place your hands behind your back and you interlock them. So you bring your fingers together. And then you gently lift your arms away from your body. Remember, this is not power. This is not strength. It is gentle. So we lift the arms away from the body. Lift and open your chest and take 5 to 8 deep, slow breaths. Breathe in through your nose and gently out through your mouth. Where do you find and feel a tightness, a pull, or a warmth? In your chest, now we have front body, back body, and side body. So be aware of all of your chest. Is there an emotion that's quietly present, or is there a rush? Whatever it is, can you breathe into it and allow it to be there? And now I'm going to ask you, breathe love into that space. Breathe love into the feeling, into the emotion that you have there. And then release it with love, kindness, gentleness. When you've finished, just shake out your arms, move your feet around, and have a seat. Another very simple do-it-yourself meridian release is to scan your body from head to toe. And again, you notice areas of stiffness, tension, heaviness, anything that is less than expansive, anything that's less than free movement. And then breathe into that area. 3 beautiful, slow, deep breaths. Soften the body, and in particular, soften that space with each breath. And move gently. You might like to put one foot out and just roll the foot around, and then place it down and put the other foot out and move it around. You might like to roll the shoulders gently. Back 3 times, forward 3 times. But it's not a rush, it's not a push, it's gentle. And the other one is the wrists. We have a lot of pressure points, meridian lines that all meet up in the hands. So moving the wrists around is a great way of freeing them, as is opening and closing the hands gently. You can take hold of the hand and push it down gently, and the other side. And you may find you've got more flexibility on one side than the other. And it's worth noticing that. Which side is it? Is it the yin side, the feminine side, which is the left? Or is it the masculine, the yang side, which is the right? What can you discover in your body? What can you find out about you? One of the greatest things I find people struggle with is being able to face their life, being able to face things that have taken place. And trust me, I can put my hand up and say if it wasn't for the work I've done, inner work I've done for a lot of years now and evolved over that time, because this isn't about learning, it's about knowing. It's about knowing yourself. We are all very good at avoidance. We are all very good about denial. And a lot of people harbour guilt and have no clue that they are. So the more that you work with your meridian lines, the more that you sit with them and let yourself be in that beautiful stillness and become aware of what you can feel in there and whatever it is that comes forward. And it could be a pop. You could feel a pop sensation. You could feel a rush of energy. I know years ago I had acupuncture and you could literally feel the energy rush through parts of the body. So this is all about you being very aware and in tune with your body, with yourself. And my favorite thing, honesty. Honesty with yourself. If we've carried something since childhood, if we've carried something since we were 15, it's okay. We carried it for a reason. And now is it time for it to go? Has it done its thing, or are we done? Are we done holding on to the past? Are we done waiting for an apology or an explanation or a want to understand? Are we done with those things? Let the river flow. Let the chi of life, and that's what traditional Chinese medicine calls the energy that runs through your meridian lines, the chi energy. Let it flow. And let love be your guide. Let it flow all through your body. Fill your body, absolutely fill it with love every day and give thanks for it. Give thanks. Does anyone go to yoga here? Or Tai Chi, Qigong? Do you do aerobics? Are you a marathon? Are you a swimmer? Whatever it is, and even if you're a big walker, maybe you do walking, hiking, do you ever stop to thank your body? You'd be amazed what happens when you do. So tell me, how did you go with the large intestine meridian? What did you find? And what about the heart-lung meridian? Did you stand up and open your chest and sense what's there? Share if you like. But one thing I'm going to ask you to do is to make a pledge with yourself that from tonight onwards, today onwards, you will get to know your body as your very best friend. And you will get to know what it is that you carry in there, and you'll release it, and release it with love, and you'll give thanks. Aqua aerobics. That's fabulous, Jackie. Aqua aerobics, great fun. It's also harder than it looks. I know when I was very fit, and that's something else. You can be very fit in your life, but you're only fit for that one thing. There are many other things that this is where the incredible magic of the body is exposed, really. we can think we're super fit, and then we go and try something else and find, oh boy, I can't actually do that. I'm not fit enough for that. It's fascinating. Ah, lovely, Mandy. Yes, your body as your very best friend. Jackie, thank you. Had soreness in your left shoulder blade area. Stretch and breathe, eased, release the soreness. Tanya, little tightness below rib cage and shoulders. Wow, good on you. Belly dancing. Woohoo, yeah. Walking and swimming, two very different movements for the body. Tanya, good job. And Kat Gray, my gosh, belly dancing. We'll have to have you on one night and you can give us a demonstration. Jackie says it's better than walking. Yes, it's certainly more of a challenge than walking. So, you know, those two simple meridians that we've worked through tonight, the two simple exercises, as I said, simple and practical is what I love. If you were to do them each day and just let yourself feel into it, how much time does it take? Not much at all. My other question is, how much time are you willing to give your best friend, your body, your best friend? How much time are you willing to give it? How much time are you willing to give it to listen to it by doing these simple practices? Amazing, isn't it? Because you are an amazing being. Thank you for sharing this space with me tonight. I really appreciate each and every one of you that come in and sit with me every Tuesday night. I send you so much love. I'm very, very grateful to you and for you. And if the episode resonated, please do like, share, subscribe. And that goes for everyone that watches afterwards. For those of you who come with me and sit with me every week, my deepest love and gratitude to you. Is there anything that you would like? Thanks, Lisa. Glad it was interesting. Stretch with hands clasped, joined for my chest open. That's a good one, Jackie. It's a lovely one to work with. Thank you, Michelle. It's a pleasure, Tanya. It's only, it's getting very exciting now. It's 9 or 10 days till I fly out to the East Coast for the Conscious Life Festival. Can't wait. And then for the Sacred Healers Retreat. Can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. You're most welcome, Mandy. So, lovelies, glorious souls, beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you next week. And then we'll check the date for the following week. Take good care, everyone. Look after yourselves.